In this video, I want to show you how you can use swipe for touchscreens without adding anything extra to Angular. Now I'm using Angular 22, but this is pretty cool. What I've got on the screen here is 3-page demo, and when I swipe, I'm swiping from the right to the left. See my little shadow of a fingerprint, and as I swipe, it changes pages. I can also use the keyboard. So if I hit the home key, it takes me home. If I hit the right arrow, it takes me to the next page. And if I go one more, it wraps to the home. If I go backwards, it'll wrap to the end. And so I can do my left arrow now and cycle through the 3 pages. How am I doing this? Let's take a look. So in the code here, I have my routes. This is an array, and I have a touch start for X and Y. I have a threshold, or I have a max restraint set up. In my constructor, I'm getting my router and my document. This is a reference to the document itself. All I'm doing here is setting up my page width. So I'm setting it here. Now down here is where I have my listeners. This is for keyboard events. So if I hit the home key, it'll do this. It'll set my index to 0 and then navigate to that place. If I do a right arrow, it'll increase my index by 1. If I do a left arrow, it'll decrease. And then it handles the wraparound here. Now let's go look at the touch. So here's a touch start and here's a touch end. In the touch start, what I'm doing is I'm getting the X and the Y position. So this is when you touch that screen, it's going to pick that. But when you lift up, it's going to do the touch end. So the touch end is going to get the position. So the events are the same events. It's just that this is where it starts and this is where it ends. So I'm setting my start for the X and the Y. I come down here and I'm going through and I'm looking at the diff now. So when I do this, it's going to calculate the direction. So if I'm doing Y position too much, it'll show that up. If I'm doing X position and I'm doing the right amount, if I do it too short, it won't work. If I do it too long, it won't work. Actually, if I do it too short, it won't work. So it requires, I have to go over a threshold. So now down here, it's checking all of this. It's using math ABS to see if it's greater than the threshold. And this is the diff, and then the Y. So the restraint. So I can go up and down 100 pixels. So if I go at a diagonal, it'll work as long as I'm going this way. If I have a little bit of a diagonal, that's going to be okay, and that will take that into effect. But then if it's positive, I'm going to decrement. If it's negative, I'm going to do this else statement here, and I'm going to do my increment. The negative is when I'm pulling this way. I'm touch the screen, pull over, lift. That is going to cause the next page to come. But if I want to go back, I start here and I push, and that's what that top part is. And then down here is where the navigation occurs. Now I put the code for this in GitHub. I hope this helps.